Feel right or rub the wrong way. Oh man.
Feel like I still don't grasp the like the difference. So you mean the difference is like in the impact that you have on your core audience, or in the impact that you have on all audience included?
I think the first thing you have to answer is what you, the artist, are trying to do. What are you trying to leave among the people? If you just want to be an artist that, like, hit the lick, just get the money, quick, quick, quick. Like Blueface said, he's just here for the money. So every song, everything he makes sounds like, it's a dope song, it's a dope thing or whatever. But what is Blueface artistry? I have no idea. Now, there's a lot more people who want to hit the lick, and they all kind of sound the same. But
Yeah, for sure.
um, I feel like people give them too much attention too, because most of the time people act like this generation of artists is just dumb, but it's not. They're really just a few when you look at it. Maybe they might have the spotlight for a couple minutes or whatever, like Lil Pump for a couple years or whatever, but it's gone. It's gone, and that's where consistency comes in place. Because the more consistent you are, and the more consistent you are doing great things, that's how you become a great person. Because becoming a great person is just doing one thing. It's consistency with it
So
that makes you.
you pretty much going for the long term.
Sure, I'm definitely going 20 years in the
So
business.
on the long term, you are trying to say that on the long term you definitely gonna be able to like stay blue on the long term.
I have
'Cause,
to.
you don't you think many artists in general would like to, be as close as they can to their core like artistry, like to, don't you think they would like to be blue? Like, what makes you just like.
Sure, I think a lot of people want
So
to
you're pretty
stay.
confident in your art. That's what's
Yeah, I
going
mean,
on right
I
now.
think okay. There's two things. I feel like a lot of artists want to stay who they are, right? Or they want to do just the music the way they sound or whatever. But there's the money aspect where you need to pay bills, and the thing that pay the bills is not necessarily the type of music you're making, so you might have to change it. And there's also the fame aspect of how you want to get established. If you talk about superstar, you want to be a Lizzo or Cardi B or whatever, you have to switch some little things, da, 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 da. But not necessarily. You might still do whatever you're doing and still win with it. But because the thing is, nobody knows the future, right? So nobody can actually persuade you that you cannot do this. But you have to have a lot of self confidence and a lot of self belief to get to a certain level. I personally, I am not scared because I think there's different phases to me. There's different aspects. I was talking about my multicultural influences of
Yeah, that's
different
definitely
places.
gonna keep you on the long term.
Exactly. So I am not really scared. Like I said, don't I can be influenced and do all this type of music, but I just make sure I give them at an appropriate time with different places, and eventually the growth of an artist. The more you grow, the more your content changes. The thing I was talking about when I was 16 is different from what I'm talking right now.
For sure.
So it's just
Pressure to feel it. I've been dropping for a minute. Still pushing my own limits. They can tell something is just clicking. At the same time, I feel it. Pressure on my old man. I'm trying to do my own things. But expectation is different out there. Doesn't feel genuine, the win, the win, the win.
No, too good for cameras. What is that?
I mean, it's my freshman EP.
Freshman EP.
Yeah,
The man's been working.
I have to,
And it's
man.
still working. Okay.
It's my freshman EP. Is supposedly, supposed like we're in a week of almost the end of June, so supposedly might drop by next week. Um, it's basically the project itself, right? Too good for cameras. I know a lot of people are asking me like, um, are you actually too good for cameras or whatever? But it's really not about it. It's more about a mindset. Too good for camera is a mindset. It's a way of thinking. You look at yourself and you know it's kind of like the fake it till you make it. You look at yourself and you're like, you know what, I kind of sound as good as almost all these mainstream artists that like have the spotlight or whatever. And you feel like there's also a lot of artists around the place where you live, or where you getting your fame or your fans or whatever, that are doing the same type of music or even better, but it feels like they don't get the same shine, and it almost feels like they're too good for cameras. Like they don't get that shine. It's kind of like a play on words with all that, and really, like I said, the mindset is just fake it till you make it. I'm not actually too good for cameras. I'm not actually that big, but I aspire to, and that's exactly what the project's all about. So
It's art form, it's a way to vent out like a getaway. But this choice feeling sin.
That's how I get it. Like, you don't necessarily need the attention because artists need to fulfill that cycle, right?
yes,
But that whole hype, is that what you
The
trying?
hype?
Yeah, is that what you're trying to like kind of sort of like reject by saying, okay, I'm relying solely on my art and my artistry and my craft, and I'm almost too good for cameras. It's like, oh wow, y'all want to like give me a little attention, for sure I deserve it. Like, isn't that's kind of like how I
yes,
get it.
it's close to that. I'm not running away from the hype. I feel like, okay, this is another background story. Last year, towards the end of the year, I dropped this song called Divine's Interlude featuring my man's Divine. So it was a mix of song between Divine's Interlude and Wild Freestyle. I put both of them in one. I did a little, underground production in it or whatever, and we did it because if you know, the last one I had with Divine was Wino.
I was done with it. I rock now with it. And every time with it, it's clear that we. That's how we do. Like you.
So yeah, we did the Wino song, and I feel like it was a good song. But it was very typical in the way that it's a rapper and a singer, and then he sings and you rap. It's just
Yeah, but not everybody can do
cool.
that because shit.
True, but I mean, when I look at music, I don't really look most likely about who around me can do that. I'm looking at in a general perspective of everybody in the music industry or who's doing music. So for me, it was nothing too creative. It was very dope. It was a dope song, but it was nothing too creative. So when we went for Divine's Interlude, I told him, I had a beat. I was, you know what, just express your feeling. Tell me how you feel about it. Give me an interlude. Give me something that people don't expect from you. And he went ham. He went
did.
ham.
I think he goes there most of the time.
Yeah, he did the Divine's Interlude, right? I did the Wild Freestyle, and then we merged both of them. Shout out to Weenie too. She's the girl who did the
Shout out to
little
Weenie.
voice in between. And the reaction I had from the song was very good for a lot of people. It was like, yo, it sounds good, but the numbers didn't really back it up that much, and it got me feeling some type of way. I was like, wow, I thought we were gonna like this that much. I guess they liked the hype thing better, and it was all about this thing going through my head. I was like, damn, what is this going? I had a little doubtful moment right there, and
But also, did you like employ all means necessary to get to get to the point that you were expecting?
yes, I think so. Because the thing is,
Because remember that you're independent. I was having this conversation the other day with my man talking about, yo, man, you're independent, so how you gonna distribute the thing? Because
I mean, it
the
wasn't.
project's big, but it's not like we need help. We need help to push a project out.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, for me, it was like the numbers I was expecting was most likely compared to the other songs.
okay,
And really, so just really it wasn't
okay.
like, oh, I expected too much numbers. No,
yeah,
it was
you
really about
definitely-
like,
you definitely staying blue right there.
yeah, it was
Okay,
definitely
cool.
about my surroundings
Blue numbers.
and
Is everything blue, man?
everything blue, everything
Right,
blue,
everything
and
blue.
the number was not really what I expected. But then I had a talk with one of my mans, one of my very close friends. I wouldn't mention his name because he's doing this thing on the low, and he told me, yo, you know what? Fuck the numbers. Not in a bad way. Fuck the numbers in a way that you're an artist at first. So the thing that should matter the most to you should be the music. So when I came with this new year 2020, my ambition and my everything I was planning was most likely about the music and less about the numbers. So with that in mind, I was like, you know what? We're gonna go with this project. Too Good for Cameras. We're gonna go with a bunch of different things and just let the artistry of Bluebell speaks for itself. Now, if the number comes, that's good. If the number don't come, don't really matter. I would just stay consistent and keep pushing it because
Consistency.
that was just really it. It was like, yo, I was worried way too much about the numbers instead of to be worried about the music. So now that I switched the mindset, it goes again. Like I said, the mindset with two different cameras. That's really is really the perfect timing to have this project out right now.
Perfect, perfect. Nice, man. Well, man, I can't wait to hear it. Cause honestly,
It's gonna be crazy.
yeah, I can't wait to hear it. I've seen the it's crazy. It's so funny because we were just talking about it, but I've seen the visual rollout and
Yeah.
everything. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not even mad for not being a part of the visual campaign. I'm like, wow, y'all did a great job without me. Like, shit, what's going on?
You have to. You want to talk about being independent?
Yeah,
So
for sure,
we,
for
we,
sure.
We had to just
For
be
sure, now I'm just
creative.
fucking Robin Lee. Yo,
Nah,
the visual.
that's it.
I don't know who made, like, I don't know who did the design,
Yeah.
but it's like, shout out to them. Goddamn, did a great
Oh,
job.
they did a great job.
See the secret thing.
That's the bass, yeah. People tend to love to come up, then they hate.